Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Dennis. Welcome to Patina Code. This is So You Want to Build an AD.
I'm cold right out, I'm done. Come on.
Hello, everybody, and thank you again for tuning in for this edition of So You Want to Build an AD, powered by LS Fabrication. And speaking of which, you see over here in the corner, we have one of our LS Fabrication B-roll firewall panels mocked up on the truck. It's not in. We have a magnet holding it in place, and that means today we're going to start working on these panels. So initially, when we left off in the last video, I was saying that we were going to do toe boards. Then I got to thinking about it. The toe boards and these firewall panels were designed to butt up against each other. So it only makes sense to get the firewall panel in first, and then we'll have the bottom of this plus the top of the toe board to work off of to make the completion. It's going to be a lot easier to do it that way after I sat here a couple hours going over it in my head. So without further ado, let's get into getting these LS Fabrication B-roll panels installed in this truck. So the mock-up process, you see we have a big magnet holding the panel on, and we scrubbed away the coating. That way we have good adhesion when it's time to begin our welding process. But one of the things that we got to do first, when you look over here at this panel, you can see you have this piece here. Now I laid a cut into it. We're going to get rid of this, add a new piece of metal, and after we put this piece of metal in, when it's time, when this is all done, we'll have our piece of metal that goes over top of this archway. See, there's a little piece that you can buy, and it's a funny shaped piece, and it covers up the archway. We're not going to use that piece. We're going to fabricate our own piece of metal, which is going to join to the side of this and go all the way across to cover that up. And it'll be one piece. So the first thing I got to do is finish cutting this out and then reinstalling a piece of metal right here to get this solid and strong. And then we'll begin the process of getting this first side of the firewall done. Then we'll jump over to the second side of the firewall and get it done. And we're gonna have to do the same thing over here. You can see this is all mangled and it's rotten and it's tore up right there. So we got to get rid of that and get it straightened out. And then we can begin with putting everything in. So I'm gonna get started on that right now. And after that, we'll begin doing the process of getting this ready to go for some heat. Burn it in, get it on there pretty tight. So our aim here is to make this presentable. We're not building show trucks. We want to build it right. We do take these to the show, but they're not high-end show trucks by any means. But we do want things to be presentable. That way, you go through all the trouble putting all this shit on there, and then you have some old nonsense going on. What kind of sense does that make? So the first thing we're going to do, of course, we're going to get the welding jacket on. It's a little nippy here in Missouri, and hence why I have the long sleeve on today. And by the way, if you like this long sleeve, this is one of my own creations. Mechanics department, the Patina code and the establishment date on it. Gotta throw myself on plug. So hit up my store. You hit on Google, type in patinacode.llc.eckwood.com. Check out the variety of shirts that we have for men and women. Like I said, I gotta plug myself, man. It's my show, right? We can do what we want. Seriously though, man. It is getting a little chilly, but I don't want to get my shirt all messed up, so we're gonna get the jacket on. It's not that bad out, but you know, I don't like getting the sparks on me, no way. Them shits be hurting. You get in the shower, man, and then you feel like 100 bees done stung your ass when you get in the water after you done been grinding and sparks flying and hitting you. I used to do that shit back in the old days, you know. Nah, I'm older now. I know better than that shit. So, anyway, let's get started with this. All right, so we have a slight change of plan. We're going to jump from getting our firewalls mocked up and installed to installing the upper fill panel in the top of this firewall. Then, in the next episode, we will definitely get to the install video on the LS Fabrication firewall. And it's going to be pretty good. I got some other things I need to work out. But for your entertainment, for your troubles, for your enjoyment, I present to you The Legend of Winter. And then we're going to hop into the upper fill panel install on this truck.
In the ancient time, an artist led the way, but no one seemed to understand. In his heart he knew the artist must be true, but the legend,
Hello everyone, I'm Dennis for LS Fabrication, and today I'm going to show you how to install the cowl fill panel for the 1947 to 1955 First Series Advanced Design Chevrolet truck. So it's a relatively simple process. The only hard part is kind of figuring out, which way you want it to go. You got the frown, or you can mount it this way and have the happy face, right? The smiley face. I don't know. I might put mine as a smiley face just so it's different. It's designed to go to where it has the frown, which the bowed part is up, which I might do that because, it goes with the truck. Anyways, it's a real simple process. Once again, the only trick to it is deciding what to do with the tube that drains the water from your vent cowl. Now, for those of you who are deleting the vent cowl, this will not be an issue for you, but for those of you who like to keep the vent cowl door, such as myself, I like the way it looks, I like the way it functions, and it's part of the truck. So I'm keeping mine, and what I decided to do in order to make sure that the water does come out, because originally this hole that's right here, you would run the tube up there, you got a little snorkel hanging out. Well, you don't want to drill a hole through this panel, but if you do, that would be fine. It's your build, you can do what you want. But for the most part, you probably don't want to do it because this is a pretty trick panel and you want to keep everything looking custom. So what I did was took a 3/8 inch airline with a 3/8 bulkhead, and I welded the bulkhead to the tube on the inside, and it's a push connect fitting. And then we're going to take our airline and run it up in there, and then we'll snake the line down and drill a little hole here at the bottom somewhere around the floor to where it drops out, and the water, if you obtain any of the water, will come right out and fall on the transmission. No big deal. With the seal in and the door drawn shut tight, you may get a little bit of water in there, but it's not like it's going to be running water inside of your truck. So that's the issue with putting this in, is deciding how to do that. So that's just a little tip on how I did it. And now, with that out the way, it's time to get to getting this in. It's straightforward. So you want to have the area cleaned off, all the rust, paint, primer, whatever might be up there, because you want to promote the good adhesion. And then you also would like to scrub the edges down of this as well to do the same, promote good adhesion. And you mock it up to where you think you need it to be. And it's pretty simple. If you go with the bow up at the top like you're supposed to be, use the center of the cab up front here to determine the center of that. And then it's as simple as getting some magnets on it to hold it in place, and then you start stitching it in. Now, you could cut this completely out and flush mount it in there. The only issue with that is, again, I have the vent cowl door, and the bracing runs right through this part. I did not want to cut this completely out and then have to tack weld the bracing to this, although you could. I'm not going to do that. We're going to just put it on and weld it up and then clean it off, get it flushed out. And then later on, once we get everything else done, we will smear coat some Bondo over it, and everything will be flat and level. You also have the bracing that runs from the front of the cab to the bottom where your steering column mounts in these trucks in close proximity. So I didn't want to cut this area out to weaken the structure. Whether or not it would, I don't know, but I'm not taking that chance. So, as I said, you get it mocked up, mount it where you want to go once you decided if you want to have the bow at the top or the bottom. It's your call, your build, you do what you want. And then you just simply start putting fire to it. That's it, guys. It's as simple as that. You get it welded in, clean it up, and the end result is a very trick, custom looking, nice cowl fill panel. Anybody can do it. It takes a little bit of time and patience. You guys get out there, stitch it together, take your time going around it, make sure you don't warp anything, then go back and clean it up. Same thing with the grinding process. Skip around, get everything ground down flush, and then you should end up with an end result that looks something like this. I'm pleased with it, and I can't wait to get started on doing the firewall panels. I'm Dennis for LS Fabrication. This has been an install video for the 1947 through 1955 first series Chevrolet Advanced Design pickup truck cowl fill panel. Thanks for watching. Now get after it. LS Fabrication, when precision matters. Do remember you can get 10% off all sheet metal panel products produced by LS Fabrication by way of using promo code patinacode when you check out on LS Fabrication's website. And it's a pretty good deal if you're interested in any of the sheet metal panels that LS Fabrication has to offer. Once again, I appreciate you guys checking out this series and being a part of it. Thanks for watching. Stay with me.